Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Bill Mahari here, represent Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Loves love to the entire LDBC and the entire boxing community in this case. Um, this is gonna be a rant video, so bear with me as I go through my entire tribe of what's been going on around here. Now, I have not been keeping up with boxing ever since the pandemic began, and it's getting to a point right now where I'm just kind of been done with boxing for about the last few weeks. And what really escalated for me is, as I should tell you guys about how corrupt, grimy, and racist the sport is. I'm just to the point right now where I'm just done with the whole BS that's going on in boxing. And what really you know elevated for me what happened yesterday. Um, there was a fight between Seniesa Estrada versus Miranda Atkinson. Okay, and I'm sure most of you guys know about it by now, but I'm gonna put you up to speed about what happened. Okay, so uh, Seniesa Estrada is basically a WBC silver female lightweight champion. Okay, and she's promoted by Golden Boy Promotions. Now they had a fight for the different opponent already set up, but that other fighter kind of pulled out. So as a last minute replacement, they brought in this by a woman by the name of Miranda Adkins, okay, who is 39 years old, who just got started. Actually, I'm sorry, she's about 42 years old, I should say, and started her boxing career at the age of 39. All right, and she's only had 5 professional fights against less than experienced opponents. All right, and 4 of those fighters, if you look up on BoxRed, were making their professional debuts. All right, and it was basically on the card, basically on the undercard of Virgil Ortiz and Samuel Vargas card. Okay, and Seniesa Estrada is a talented, seasoned boxer, basically coming off of a huge victory against another Olympian boxer. Okay, and what happened that night was beyond ridiculous. So they think about this for a moment. The California State Athletic Commission officials and Golden Boy promoters, which basically is basically Oscar De La Hoya and the Zone, approved a woman that only had about what at least at least 5 professional about 6 professional fights. Okay, only 6 professional fights, and they put her in there. I guess another seasoned boxer, and she got that knockout unconscious within 7 seconds. Unbelievably ridiculous. I mean, let's put it like this in this proper context, okay? This is really goes to show you how grimy, how disgusting, how corrupt, and how racist the sport could be. All right, and this is basically off of a woman's fight, okay? And I'm using the word racism for this reason. I'm gonna get to that in a few minutes, but let me get my chest off about this. What happened last night was beyond ridiculous, and I looked up on Twitter about the zone about during their zone the Twitter account. I mean, fans lit it into them like a way I never seen before. They just lit it to the zone. They lit it up to Golden Boy Promotions. They basically said that the people that were responsible of making this fight happening should be arrested and probably charged for assault. Now, I don't think nothing's gonna happen in this case, in my opinion. But the thing is, though, bro, like, listen, see, Atkins was a victim of basically of horrible corruption and horrible decision making by by the athletic commissions, the promoter, and the network. Why in the world do you basically shove a woman in there who's basically older than the other fighter, who's only got 6 professional fights, and basically shove in there, throw it into the Lions Wolves to get her head taken off, and basically lit it there unconscious for about 7 seconds? I mean, I don't understand this. It was absolutely ridiculous. All the state officials and the promotion cannot point out how bad this really is. All right, they can pretty much say that she passed all the medical tests required for every fighter, or they can say every fighter faces a degree of danger. It's still no excuse for that. There's absolutely no excuse for that. For those who made the decision to allow Atkins to step into the rope with little experience in boxing, it was a huge mismatch. Everybody saw that this was going to be a huge mismatch, and what happened on that night was just beyond ridiculous. I don't understand it. It was a complete disgrace to the sport of boxing. But I'm going to angle this to a way where I would try to direct some of the heat towards a lot of the trolls that try to play the same kind of standard when it comes to this situation, but not apply it to Tyson Fury. You want to know why? Because it's very clear that Tyson Fury used tainted gloves against Deontay Wilder. And where was your energy at the Nevada State Athletic Commission, at the promoters, and also at the WBC for basically believing that this whole thing was a hoax? All right, this is the same standard, but just different violations. And you want to know why I've not done any boxing videos here on my channel? Because I got fed up of the corruption and all the ridiculousness excuses that a lot of these trolls like to point out every single time another black man gets hurt in the ring. I'm tired of it. I'm disgusted by this, and this is why you have not seen me do any boxing videos on my channel, because I'm just fed up with it. I'm done with it. All right. This fight that happened last night is a complete disgrace. But listen, if you're going to direct the anger at the California State Athletic Commission for that debacle, which is relatively warranted, you need to apply the same standard to the Nevada State Athletic Commission for allowing Tyson Fury to use tainted gloves against Deontay Wilder to beat the man to submission. All right, the fact that the man was diagnosed with a dent on the left side of his head. All right, and you see him not refuting anything that his brother has said, what his people have said, and what his doctors have said. It's telling you right now that a lot of the stuff is most likely and without a doubt true. All right, if you have not waken up to this is what's going on right now, you really are not a fan of the sport, or you just don't care about the safety of the fighter regardless of race. All right, I'm not going to try to be fair in this case. Deontay Wilder is a representation of what it means to be a strong, prideful black man. And what of these trolls like to see is that kind of personality dropped into submission, or you got to be humbled. Those kind of keywords, those kind of things. All right. Quit playing double standard games when it basically applies to the same way. All right. What happened to Adkins was a complete disgrace. All right. But if we're going to drive the same kind of heat towards Golden Boy and the zone and the California State Athletic Commission for allowing that horrible mismatch to take place, the same thing needs to be applied when it came down to Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder in their fight. And the fact that why is it that a lot of the YouTube boxing media, like the new media movement and the LDBC, have been pretty much posting of what happened in the fight, and the fact that a lot of people are basically coming out with different type of evidence to show that Tyson Fury was legitimately cheating. I mean, go back before the start of the pay-per-view on that second fight, when one of the members of Tyson Fury's camp pulled off the live feed of the camera before the fight. That should have let you know by then that something was up. Something was going on. There was clearly something in that room that they were going to do that night. I mean, it doesn't take a mad scientist to figure that stuff out. All right. And I'm just done. It just drives me insane how much these trolls don't want to address that issue, and they want to address that. You can't play it both ways. You have to play it the same kind of way. These athletic commissions, their job is to protect the fighter and to make sure that all the fights are fighting on the same even playing field. And the fact that they allow this woman to go into the Lions rules against an experienced boxer who, like I said, she only had 6 professional fights. I'm talking about Atkinson in this case, and allowed her to go into the ring against a proven champion in flyweight in a women's boxing match is beyond ridiculous. All right, but at the same time, keep it the same way when it came coming down with about Tyson Fury using tainted gloves and literally had to cheat to beat Deontay Wilder. Keep the same level of energy when it comes down to that. So that's just my pure rant about this, though, about you guys. I know I was kind of bouncing around just a little bit, though, but I hope you guys get the point of what I'm saying. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section.